Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
that works. Oh my
the
god,
problem
that's so
is-
much
The
smoother.
problem, yeah. The problem is I was using my cable internet. I have to use mobile data, so I can stream in like more than 5 FPS.
Oh my god. Wait, you were using mobile data?
Yes, because I live in like a village, and every kind of cable internet is like maybe 600 bitrate upload speed, and that's not even enough for anything.
Yeah. So you said like you made a comment about
Yes.
your English. Is that your first language or no? What's your first language?
I'm Hungarian.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. So when did you learn English?
I think like 2 years ago, I started taking it seriously.
Holy crap.
just
It's really
taking my-
good.
Oh, it's okay. I have to study my pronunciation because it's sometimes questionable, really.
Yeah. So introduce yourself a little bit and also let me know your pronouns.
Oh yes, okay. So first of all, my name is Astraea. I'm a concubine demon. That's like a love demon, like a succubi or incubi. But I am kind of like gender neutral, also, or well, something like that, because I'm non-binary, and also my pronouns I they them.
Okay.
It kind of fits my role, you know.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So what was coming out like for you?
It was fortunately for me because I was in an environment that were very accepting. At least my family and my parents are well, they actually really I mean, they actually accepted me really fast, and in fact they were suspecting of something that something is different with me. Unfortunately, Hungary is not a safe place, but I live in this small community in this village. It's actually kind of accepting, so I kind of lucky in this scenario. My family were really supportive. Obviously, my mother and father were supportive, um, and all of my friends around me is very supportive. So that's nice.
Yo, that's freaking awesome. And I'm glad that works out to you. So you said that like Hungary or is it Hungary?
Hungary, yes.
Yeah, it's
that is
Hungary.
correct.
Is that you said it was not friendly towards LGBT people?
No,
Or is it?
no, it really isn't. Well, because it has a law against the trans, gay, LGBTQ people. It's kind of illegal to be gay, basically. As the harsh
Really?
way to say it. Yes, gay prides and so on are well banned, and until you're 20, you cannot you basically can be gay, and also it is not taught in the schools.
Wow. I mean, it was the same for me in that like they never taught like about LGBT in my schools going
Yeah.
through high school. I think it's different now. But even then, like I know with my school where I'm at, there was a school board meeting recently, and there was a bunch of people pushing for that to be removed from the curriculum. So there's still a lot of like hostility there. And you said it's illegal, so like do you get like is there like a punishment for it or is it like just
Basically any sexual activity or something like that
Mhm.
before the age of 20 is punishable by the law, basically. It just sucks. It sucks a lot.
Wow, that's horrible.
It is. Luckily, I am 21 years old, so nothing can happen. But basically, if I will, let's say, have a partner who is 19 years old, I will be in trouble.
Wow.
I mean, no, he will be in trouble more like.
Yeah. That's crazy. And like what kind of like punishment is it like jail time or is it like a slap on the wrist? Like what is it usually?
This is gonna sound really bad, but this is the truth.
Uh.
Basically, you get, if you will be 19 and you're in a sexual relationship, you basically get the same punishment as somebody who cough does that to children, which is fucked up.
Oh
Really,
my
really fucked
god.
up. Yeah, so 16 years.
That's
usually.
Wow!
Yes, it is a
Holy
law.
crap!
There was a big Twitter post about it too.
Wow! So when did you realize your identity? When did you like start coming like kind of started like really becoming like suspicious that like, you know, something about you was different?
Well, okay, well, it started when I was 13 years old. That I was like, let's say that I was big curious at that point. Not really sure about myself too much. I was still very young. So I was experimenting stuff, you know. Nothing really happened. I was just curious. When I was 15 years old, when I was in basically starting high school, not then things changed. I basically have more of interest in the same gender that I had that I have than basically the opposite gender. And I think I realized that I am non-binary because I'm basically rocking the androgynous style since I was 18. Yeah.
So like
that's when I came out to my parents too that I am non-binary.
So like you came out to them when you turned 18.
Yes. I figured that when I'm an adult, I can actually like maybe talk about this with my parents and my friends.
Yeah, and it's good that you did. So like, were they like supportive of you for the most part?
They were very supportive. They obviously asked a lot of questions because still they're very old people, and in their how do I say that, in their generation this was like not very accepted. But of course, they were never like, you know, like against those kind of people, like gay people and the LGBTQ people. They just never understand that, like why it happens, how can it happen, and I just told them like, it's just how I born. I can't help it, but I don't want to help it. And they said, all right, we're gonna support you then from now on.
Yeah,
it's a very simple situation. I was basically lucky with my parents. They're very supportive.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like that. That's really good. Honestly, like there should be more stories like yours where it's just kind of, you know, simple, you know, and just like, you know, you realize something's different, you know, put the puzzle pieces together, and then, you know, everyone's cool, you know?
Yep.
Like that's how it should be, you know? Like you know, as fun as it is to share these like crazy stories of like people, you know, getting like surprising family members at Thanksgiving dinner and stuff. You know, those are the stories, you know, we should be hearing more of, and I hope we can continue to hear more of. It sounds like the most complicated part about your situation is just like stuff involving the government, because it's like
That sucks.
Yeah, when it comes to like your non-binary identity, how does the government receive that?
Well, they obviously didn't agree with the fact that I was non-binary, so still on my license and on mostly everywhere I am a he/him, which sucks.
Yeah, so it's just really a matter of just they just won't recognize it.
Yes, but
yeah.
my family and friends. So let's say when I'm visiting a new family member or a new person of my friends of my family, my father and my mother always refers to me as not their son but their children and stuff like that.
Yeah,
which is you know, a non-binary term basically. In a way, it's gender neutral. So very cool of them. Very cool of them.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear they're so supportive. And to clarify, at this point, at your age and everything, there's no way you can get in trouble with the government with this, right?
No, I can
say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't.
I still can't marry anybody who's like how do I say that the same gender basically as the government thinks, at least. So that's a problem. But I have loopholes. You see, I have loopholes.
Yeah. So basically, there's loopholes, you know, in the government. So you're basically you're basically kind of clear from that risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can still live with them if they're over 20 years old, and I can do whatever I want with them as long as they're over 20 years old. You know.
Yeah.
So cool.
So it's more so focused on who you have a relationship with.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. So Someone's playing the Benny Hill theme.
Okay.
So did VTubing help you at all in terms of like realizing your identity or expressing it in any way?
Realizing, not really. Expressing it, not that's more of the truth, basically. So yeah, I realized that basically, well, I connect myself more, basically on live instead of like maybe showing my face on with if I will be a normal basically streamer, or not normal but like a face cam streamer, and like this I can basically hide behind the cute anime girl.
Yeah.
It just works. It just works.
So it's like the fact that like you can express yourself as a cute anime girl, like kind of gives you more of an idea of like in terms of like where your expression is and everything.
Are you lagging? Because I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me.
Oh, now I can.
Oh, okay. That was weird. I don't know. Must have been an internet hiccup. So, but basically, it gives you more of a way to express your identity through a cute anime girl persona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that because it was kind of the case for me too. I really liked being able to express myself in this character. Honestly, for myself, it's been more about like less of an identity thing, more so of like a confidence thing. I've had like super bad confidence issues, and I noticed like ever since I went into VTubing and started like streaming, it's changed that a lot for me. Like I built like this strong dragon girl character, and I always found that like the more I embodied that, the more that confidence seemed to translate over to like my real life. Like, do you ever feel a similar experience with Astraea?
Obviously. So first of all, for example, well, I say that. I actually streamed a while with my real face back then when I was like 16 to 17 years old, and a lot of things that I try to do is like if I want to do like a kind of like a feminine thing or whatnot, I often go like laughs and whatnot, like, wow, that's kind of gay or something, and I'm like, oh, but not like kind of gay, like what we say in the LGBT community is like kind of funny or whatnot, like in a friendly way. It was obviously in a harmful way said, so that's just not great. So basically, I stopped that. But now, actually, in the VTuber community and with Astraea, with my VTuber model, I have it doesn't happen anymore. And if it does happen, fortunately, I have a very like nice community behind my back to actually like help me out and call out these kind of bad people. And also, I hack weekends, so I can just ban them really easily.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's more or less like you feel a lot of like support from within the community, and whenever there is bad people, you just kind of show them the door, or at least you've gotten a habit of that. Do you get like a lot of trolls in your streams? Because like,
oh, not a lot actually, not a lot.
Yeah,
that is mostly because when I stream, basically.
Yeah,
I stream at. Oh, sorry.
No, you're, so like for myself, I would get a lot of people trolling. I did a lot of like playing with viewer streams for a while, and I always noticed those streams just get like you kind of get like a whole bunch of people in those streams, and you'll find like I don't know, I get like some bottom barrel people in there every once in a while that'll come in and like try to make like racist jokes to try to be edgy and funny when it's not.
Yeah, it's obviously never funny. I mean, you can kind of work on that issue with a private Discord server. That works. That works. But not everybody's checking Discord, so that's a thing.
Yeah. Have you ever? What was like your craziest like experience with someone you had to like ban?
Oh.
Would you?
Oh,
yes.
There was some, but the worst thing that happened was like a month ago when I was playing Drawful 2, and somebody was very, very anti-Semiterian. So I had to obviously stop the session and just do some other games. Basically, that was not great. That was very, very not great.
Yeah, it's always the Jackbox games. Cause for me it was the Jackbox games too. So did you run it in mod mode?
I did.
And it didn't catch it? Oh wait, in Drawful it lets them draw, like, there's some things they can get away with. Yeah, it wasn't as advanced as like some of the other games. Yeah, Drawful's crazy.
They could just drop their profile pictures as something a no word. So yeah, which they did obviously, because they're very cheeky about it, and I hate it.
Yeah.
So basically, if I want to play a game like that, I have to do a lot of like pre-work, so this thing doesn't happen, which is basically too much work.
Yeah, I find it to be like that too, and it's stressful also, because I did the same thing a lot, and I gotta say my craziest one, because I'll share mine too. Yes. I had someone. So I was doing a Jackbox stream. It's always a Jackbox streams. I had someone hop in. I think I was doing like TKO. I don't know if you ever played TKO.
TKO.
It's the one where you can make the T-shirts and have them fight each other.
Okay, I played that. I played it in a collab stream, yes.
Yeah. So I was doing that game, and I remember I had someone hop on the stream, and he went in the chat. First thing he typed in chat is, Can I see your armpits? The very first thing he types. And I'm like, I basically just kind of ignored it. And then like
that's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, and then he went on to I guess he must have like clocked my voice or something, because like he started making comments about like how I'm trans and how like I'll never be like a real girl or whatever, and I'm like, bruh, ban, out the door with you.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
They can't really make that joke with me. You call me a real girl. Well, I don't wanna be. Damn. Good for you though.
It's so funny, cause it's like, I feel like shit's like the opposite for me right now, cause like when I was growing up, I would have people tell me like, oh man, you're such a girl. And now that I'm like transitioning and like I function in society as a woman, people are like, oh, you're still a dude. And I'm like, make up your minds. And it's the same people who will say that, who will say those statements.
Of course.
It's like, make up your mind.
The best thing with them, which I always do, is kind of troll with them.
Honestly, me too. I mean, I find it to be like more so like, I never take an offense anymore, because like I pass and function as a woman in society. Right. I don't even remember the last time a stranger misgendered me. Oh wait, actually no, there was one time I was at a Mongolian buffet, and I was turned around from the server, and he basically like called out, "Hey sir," and then I turned around, he saw my face, and he was like, "Oh shit, sorry, I mean ma'am." Yeah, so like that was like the closest, you know.
At least they apologized, so that's great.
Yeah, you what? You said you did. What did you apologize for?
Oh no, they did apologize.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they apologized, because like they saw my face and they're like, "Oh, girl." Like, my face registers as girl to people. My voice registers as girl to people. I've never been misgendered on the phone in a while. So, like, it just hasn't happened for me. So whenever someone, like, tries to, like, say something to get under my skin, I'm just like, bruh, call me, like, he, him, and sir all you want. You're gonna be the one who looks weird. Like, imagine, like, someone in public just going up to a girl and be like, look at this dude, look at this, like, he, him person, and, like, everyone's just gonna look at them and be like, what's this asshole doing? What's this asshole on about? What's he saying doesn't make sense. Like, once like, I'm at the passing point, it's like, you can kind of just fuck with them and make fun of them.
Recently they started. Oh, sorry. So, let me just finish.
Oh no! You had a story to share.
Oh yeah. So what I recently started doing, if somebody does like a bad thing, like say like your pronoun is not real, blah 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 blah, non-binary pronoun not real, I
Mhm.
can just look at the chat, and then while still playing the game, just to be a Chad, can get my mouse to his name and just ban him without any reaction. And it's like goodbye. It just happened. The gods has spoken.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Like, nothing
Basically.
happened.
Basically, like, bye bye.
Yep, that's your thing.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot what I was gonna say. My brain, like, blanked the fuck out.
Mood.
Gosh, I forgot. Yeah, I've been like so off today. I think I was nervous about this stream because I've been prepping this stream for like 2 weeks now. And I've been like all over the place with it. But tell I had another question queued up.
Yes.
So how do you feel like how do you feel about like the queer community in VTuber culture? Like, do you feel like they're very intermixed? Do you feel like they're recepted well?
Honestly, don't have a lot of knowledge about the queer community, and I will not comment anything on it because I don't want to say anything stupid. But I want to learn more about it. So if you have anything like to tell me about it, I will listen to it. Don't want to say anything silly things,
Yeah, I meant like, you know, the LGBT community, like,
Oh,
and the V2 like within the VTuber community.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy to understand. Yeah, I think it's mixed. It is really mixed because I know a lot of VTubers who are into that in the LGBT community, and they may or may not identify as a part of the LGBT community, but supports them. Well, often they make mistakes with pronouns, and often not just once, not just twice, but also 3 times, and it happens a lot of times. Still, most of my followers sometimes make a mistake calling me a she, or something else, and it is clear in my bio that it's they them. So I don't. It's not really a big issue as long as they don't do it in the chat that I'm streaming. That's when I kind of like tell them, hey, by the way, that's not really the right thing to say.
Yeah. Like, it does happen, and sometimes people do make mistakes, and it's also one of those things where it's like, a lot of people do stream, like, at, like, you know, avatars of either the opposite gender that they identify as, and such and so forth.
Yeah.
Like the first one that comes to mind, I forget the name. Oh yeah, his name's Joel. He streams as like a marionette doll, and like a female marionette doll, and he identifies as male, and you know, people love his stream and everything. And I watch some of his content, and it's pretty great.
Yes.
So like you get a lot of like it's an interesting thing in like the VTuber community, because you get like these people who will just, you know, your avatar can be something completely different from who you actually are, and a lot of people go like full ham on that. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's nice. I mean, as you know, VTubers are really nice because you can be whatever you want as long as it's legal.
Yeah, and for the most part, like, there's a lot of support. And I noticed there is a lot of support within, you know, the LGBT, like, for the LGBT community within the VTubing community. Because, again, I do notice, like, they're very intermixed. Like, there's a lot of LGBT VTubers, I notice.
Yes.
And, like, even the more popular ones seem, like, at the very least, like, super bisexual to some extent. So... No, that's awesome. Yeah. But do you have like Oh wait, what were you gonna say?
You can be anything you want within copyright laws.
Yes, within copyright laws too. Yeah, that was something interesting. I actually saw someone posted this a while back. I don't know if it was trending on Twitter, but someone made a VTuber avatar based on have you ever played Final Fantasy XIV?
Tried it out once in my life, but it isn't really my game really, but I tried it out.
Yeah, so like someone basically took the avatars from that game, like like how you can make a character in the game. Someone took like literally took screenshots of their character and turned it into a VTuber, and it was really cool. It was really freaking cool. But the thing is, if they actually went and tried to use it, they would get copyright slammed by Square Enix.
Oh yeah.
If they ever use it, because obviously, if you're using it like for a commercial purpose or whatever, like.
Oh, I seen worse though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. So when I had like a last following count, it was happened like 4 to 5 months ago. There was actually a VTuber that actually streamed with a Vocaloid character. It was just a regular, but he did that, and I'm not sure where he's at. But if they got caught, then that's gonna be a hefty copyright strike or something. I don't know, but it's financially it's gonna be problematic for them most likely.
Oh my god, I imagine. So they were straight up using a Vocaloid?
Yes. But
Holy
it was
crap.
regular in like Unity. Very scuffed one, so to say, but they tried. They really tried.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, like wow. I hope at the very least they didn't get slapped too hard, because that's something that could go all sorts of directions.
Oh yeah, but most likely he wasn't, 18 plus. He was maybe younger, and they didn't know better. The young people don't really know about the copyright things. Your stream. You're a content creator. Even the smallest thing, a little bit music in your stream, which isn't yours, can give you a lot of trouble, and can easily just ruin your career. So you really gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
Most likely your stream's gonna be muted. That's the best case scenario, but you never know.
Yeah. So like what so when did you start your VTubing career, and what inspired you to become a VTuber?
So answer the first question, I basically started planning in December. In about a month, I have planned basically everything or what I need to do in an order, and I started using my Twitter as a networking stuff. In January, in the late January, started commissioning models and whatnot, and even finding some artists basically for my reference sheet, maybe even for the future for emote artists and layouts and whatnot. But luckily, in January it was a much smaller community and easier to find an artist that, first of all, wasn't expensive. Second, we are open for commissions. Today, if I try to do the same thing, good luck. Really good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, my VTuber avatar is completely self-made. I literally I took an entire week. I take a week vacation like once every quarter. So I take like 4 weeks of vacation per year. One of those weeks, I literally spent all of it just learning VTubing, learning about the models, about the avatars, about all that. Because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do all this self. Because I also didn't know how much I was going to commit to it, or at least commit to it. So I was just like, I'm just going to, fuck about with Vroid, because, worst case scenario, I stream a couple times, I figure out it's on my thing, and I stop. But lo and behold, I'm here. So, and I went ahead and I actually did my V2 avatar all on my own. So I'm actually kind of proud of that.
It looks good. It looks very good. I like it actually.
Yeah, thank you. So who inspired you to become a VTuber? Was there any content creators you looked at and were just like, wow, what they do is really cool?
Oh, there was many. So first of all, actually this VTuber thing was in the back shelf of my brain for a long time when I first found out that Kazuna AI was a thing. But I didn't really understand what was the technology she was using and what was it all about. But I remember the word VTuber for a long time. So I was in a hospital in December when I first started planning and doing stuff. basically, that was the time when I kind of find the Hololive was a thing, and like a certain dragon that I was really curious for, and other like VTubers that I was really liking. I didn't really understand them, most of them, because they were speaking Japanese or Indonesian, or well, most of the time Asian languages or Eastern Asian languages.
Mhm.
So I had no understanding of that. That was a problem. But obviously there were some VTubers who were Japanese, sometimes talking English, and I understand that. And then I found, oh wait, what if I do the same thing? What if I try this thing for fun? Because I like playing games. I'm very extroverted, so I can chat with people. And that's when I basically got into the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But basically, I had a lot of ups and downs, especially the start when I started my career. Because as a small VTuber, I had no friends, as VTuber friends. I had no idea where to go or what to do, and also I was basically very scared of like what could happen, especially because I know that the dramas can easily happen in the Ian side of VTuber community, which sucks. But I'm doing my very best to avoid that by just posting memes.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, so, like, I keep hearing about the drama. I honestly don't really see it. Like, I'll see, like, once, like, the only thing I see of it is, like, people posting responses to it, but I never even see that much, honestly. I don't know if I'm just, like, not in the right part of Twitter or what, but...
Oh, no, you're definitely in the right part of Twitter. Don't worry. You're definitely right with Twitter. Well, it helps if you don't follow a lot of people, and only follow people who actually make like content that you think you can actually learn from. So let's say a small and strong VTuber, you know, the fanboy kitty. I think everyone knows about him. Or Jusagi is a VTuber that actually makes like content that you can actually learn from a lot, in my perspective at least. Because, you know, Jusagi is a business VTuber. You can learn a lot from networking and actually how to make content and what content you should make and all that jazz. And well, small VTuber and other small and strong VTuber is like actually makes memes, so I can also learn from them. So I only follow people that, first of all, my friends, and second, we actually make content that can be useful for me to learn from. Because you don't want to follow like 6,000 people just because, you know, it's like supportive. Because in that case, you're gonna see a lot of posts that might be or might not be like dramas. So if you want to avoid dramas, the first lesson is though, follow the right people and follow less people. You know.
Yeah, I'm sort of
It
like
helps a
that
lot.
too. So like I am actually a little picky about who I follow on Twitter. Like I basically will only follow people whose content I like and who, you know, either makes content I like, has good discussion points that I'd want to get involved with, or you know, posts very like informational stuff, or makes like YouTube videos. Like I know I follow Argama Witch. She doesn't post a whole lot on Twitter, but she makes really great YouTube tutorial videos. So like I follow her. But yeah, I'm kind of the same way. But at the same time, that mindset also I feel hampers my method of like discovering other VTubers too. So like every once in a while I have to like branch out and like follow a couple people so that I can see their mutuals and follow people that I like from there.
I mean, following like these kind of VTubers, like new VTubers, there's no problem with them as long as they check their account thoroughly, you know?
Yeah.
If every second post is like, this is what I don't like about the community and this is what I don't like about this thing, then it's a turn off for me at least. You can do it. I don't mind. I don't care really, but it's a turn off for me, and most likely I won't follow you.
yeah, and it's at that point, it can be a turn off for sure. So for myself, I know, going back to like inspiration, the VTubers I actually got a lot of inspiration from was from like the first VTuber I watched was Calliope Mori, because This is gonna sound ridiculous. I follow 2 subreddits on Reddit.
Yes.
One of them is r/wholesome Yuri, cause I read a shit ton, an absolute shit ton of Yuri. So it was, and like they kept posting this really cute ship of this tsundere reaper with pink hair and this I guess phoenix with orange hair,
Yes.
who's like super doting, and I'm like, they're mad fucking cute. I'm like, this is mad fucking
Yeah.
cute. And then
And
I found out
also-
they're streamers, and I'm like, oh, these are like people. So like I started looking up like clips of them and everything, and they're really fucking cute. And I stumbled across a video of Calliope talking about like her journey as a VTuber, and not just as a VTuber, but like as a person. Like she, you know, used to live in like really rundown areas and like work really bad dead end jobs, and I was in both of those places not too long ago.
Yes.
It wasn't until last year my life really started turning around. I, due to COVID, my home business started like doing really well, and around that same time I was actually getting less and less work at the office, and I knew they were going to fire me soon, so I had to quit my job to do my business full time, and surprisingly it's actually doing well for me. I actually quit my job this day 1 year ago, so this is actually my 1 year anniversary of me being self-employed too. So yeah.
I mean, for me, it was actually the same thing with COVID. Well, I was kinda in the culinary world of like in Hungary, working as like a chef, and also more like a sous chef. Basically, it was really impossible to work in the COVID time, because so we had around my village in the near cities we had 11 restaurants. Now, for example, we only have 3. A dot has a lot of tail, basically. Only the most successful and like basically lucky restaurants have and still alive. And I had to find another job, but I had no other degree. I mean, I have a degree, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I had to find something else. Well, fortunately, because I have some issues with my memory. In fact, a lot of issues with my memory and other stuff. Also my size, because I'm 4'8". That really doesn't help my basically lack of finding any jobs. And so what I had to do is basically go retired for like 3 months and then wish for the best. And then I kind of working was like for like a accountant or something for that same restaurant that I was working for, which luckily survived, which is nice. So I was working for it for several months until recently I started doing VTubing as a kind of like a full stream. It's still just obviously with a lot of support with my community. I can do it, which is nice. And although I can fairly say that it's always just barely enough, but it's good that I can do that because I can really concentrate on my content that I like to make, and just work on that for basically forever from this point, unless I do a mistake in content creating and one of my social thingies die, or worst case scenario my Twitch channel kind of dies, but that won't happen because I'm taking it seriously and carefully.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Also, Calliope Mori.
Yes.
You talked about that. Let me just add something to it. She's basically my idol, sort of same, because, well, I had a lot of issues with streaming. That's like basically self-doubt a lot, and how do I say that? Like, if I really wanna continue, is it really worth it to spend all this money? Because you have to remember, streaming and VTubing is a business. If you want to start a business, you have to put a lot of money in it. obviously hard work also works, and most of the time it's sheer luck. You have to be lucky. Same with the business, and I had a bit of everything, so it kind of worked out. But the main thing that kept me like going was basically Calliope Mori, especially when she made the song "Off with Their Heads."
Yes.
That was my wake up call. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I can't just be like, okay, like I have to take this seriously. Otherwise, it's never gonna work for me. And from that point, I kind of took it really, really, really seriously. And I have all my thanks to her. And if anybody says that she just like got lucky into our corporation, oh boy, they couldn't be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same. Like, it's the same for me. It was like that song. It was between that and like her. So this was before she made that song. She made like a statement on one of her streams, and I watched this in like one of her clips. It was basically like tips for like newer VTubers, and she was basically just like, "Yo, like, just do it. Like, what do you have to lose? Like." And you don't really have much to lose, like, especially, like, if you make your own model and, like, just like, hash them together. Like, if you hash it all together, it costs you $0 to do it, so why not just try it, you know? Why not just give it a try and give it a chance, you know? And I was just like, you know, I was like, shit. I'm like, she right, though.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, with a business, you don't have, like, stuff like trial and error. If something it doesn't work, you have to put a lot of money into it. VTubing is different. You can try a lot of stuff, what works for your community, and such as schedules, like what time you should stream, and what basically type of viewers you want to aim for. Well, I was obviously aiming for the more of the lewd type of lewd but wholesome type of people, because that's basically who I am. And memes, difficult games like Dark Souls, Sekiro, and other stuff, and basically overcoming challenges really worked for me. So you really have to test, like, if you don't have time, obviously it's gonna take a long time to do it. But I mean, it might sound harsh, but you wanna be successful at anything, you have to sacrifice something. And
Absolutely.
Same with VTubing. If you don't sacrifice anything, it's gonna take a lot of time. I sacrifice sleep. So
Yeah, me too for sure. So when you say your content is lewd yet wholesome, would that be called say sont?
basically I can say that, but say something like it doesn't sound so nice. So basically, but look by wholesome, obviously, I have specific channel redeems. On, but I still have that, welcoming. Like, at least I thrive, and I kind of, that's my goal basically. That I don't view my community members and like my community as numbers. You have to treat them as humans, and that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I look at them as basically friends, sort of say, or yeah, basically that. There's not an easier way to explain it. I'm also very excited whenever I see them, which I think my chat and everybody can tell all of tales.
Yeah.
But and also I kind of look at this streaming as a hobby, but also as a career in a career.
Career.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
Yes,
a career.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to take it seriously. But when you're doing the streaming stuff, when actually live, you kind of have to chill a little bit with that. In the background, you have to take it seriously, but when you're streaming, you cannot focus on numbers anytime at all. If you have 1,000 viewers, you cannot focus on numbers. If you have, per se, 20,000 viewers, you cannot focus on the numbers, because I know this by personal experience. It will show. It will show on your mood and your everything basically when you're streaming, which is not good. You know? Just be happy that if somebody's chatting, and you shouldn't force your community to chat, in my opinion. Just do what you will do if you will be streaming, in my opinion. Let's say if you want to edit YouTube videos, do that, because you don't have to make gaming content on Twitch or YouTube. You can just, I don't know, edit YouTube videos or just chat, watch memes, do art. There's so many things that you can do. And so if you have a camera and maybe a secondary camera, you can also do like, I don't know, you can do Lego building streams, which I'm actually planning, or cooking streams, you know?
Yeah,
The sky is the limit, really.
Yeah, one of my viewers was talking about doing like a VTuber like mini model painting stream, and I was like, shit, that's pretty cool. You know?
I mean, if you can pull it off, you can be just an absolute Chad and go out with your VTuber model still like working and tracking. I'm not sure how will it work. I mean, if you can do it, if you can make it work, that will look really awesome. I don't think anybody did that before. I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Yeah, and I know minis like are like super niche. So like I was like, you know, that's a really good idea for you. Lead into that a bit. And if Elvin Scout is in the chat, I know he said he was gonna hop back in around like 7. But I always I'm encouraging him to lean into it. So he's gonna lean into it. Yeah. So another question I had for you too, because it just popped into my mind now. So did you know like anybody in real life who is LGBT, and like how did things go for them?
Well, only know one person that is well in the LGBT part of community. One of my friend she's fine with telling me her name, Cynthia, for context. Basically, yeah, she's bisexual. She still uses she/her, as you know, as you might want to know. But most of my friends are supportive of LGBT community, but they don't like they don't have like a sort of a special or a different pronouns than what they were using their whole life. But they're still supportive, you know. They still understand it, so that's nice.
Yeah. So like she still had like that. She had more or less the same support system you did.
Not really. Her parents really doesn't understand the fact she's still very young, 18 to 17 years old, and her family still think that it's just like how do I say that, like
a phase.
Like a phase, but really it isn't.
No.
Because she's currently dating the same gender, so that's not really a phase thing. When she was dating like for her like 6 months, I don't think that's a phase at that point. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. Yeah. Yeah, and
she has yeah, she has problems with some of her friends try and just denies her sexuality, which sucks. And obviously, I made sure that doesn't happen. I'm usually around her when I go hiking with her, or like go somewhere a nice place with her, just friends. But basically, I'm always around her. Basically, if she's around that people and cannot defend her. I'm actually small and smaller than her, but you see, I have a big mouth and I can open it and I can use it.
Yeah.
So that's a nice thing. Obviously, she has problems standing up against her because how she was raised up in a kind of like sort of say a toxic environment. But I still support her, and I should, I think.
Yeah, and that's awesome. It's always awesome to have someone to like have your corner, more or less. 'Cause like for myself, I was like that for the longest time. I was never really able to stand up for myself, honestly. Like it's a huge like confidence thing, and it's something I've been really building up on. And I did, you know, I would have people on my corner, like, you know, when I was going through the process of coming out and realizing myself, and having those people in my corner really helped me. So like the fact that you are able to do that for someone, because you know you are an outspoken person, like that's pretty great. I'm sure she really appreciates that.
She actually does. I mean, obviously we hang around a lot. She often pops in my channel and talks a little bit, but she has problem talking in English. So she often just says like 2 or 3 word sentence, which is fine. She just watches me and supports me. You know, back to back, we support each other in a different way, but we do. So that's nice.
Yeah. So what is she also a VTuber?
No, not she's not really. She's more of an artist. She
Oh,
does she
okay.
does make art for VTubers, but she likes watching VTubers. She's more like a supporter, not like a VTuber. Which is still
Oh,
nice.
okay. Yeah, you'll have to throw me her link after we finish, because I've been looking for artists to do some Umber art. So.
She doesn't really open for commission. She just kind of drops for fun for now.
Oh, okay.
She wants to finish the art school she's doing, and then after that she will start doing commissions as she has more skill, because she still thinks that her skill is maybe not for enough for for commissions. I always tell her that's not fucking right, but
Yeah.
she's kind of like a perfectionist and she wants everything to be the best. So
Mhm.
yeah, can't really argue with that.
Yeah. And so to sort of conclude things, what would be your advice to anyone who either hasn't come out yet or maybe questioning themselves right now?
Simple. Look around yourself. What do you see? Do you see supportive, nice, and an environment that you think it's a nice idea? Like it would be not a nice idea, but like you are comfortable with coming out in your situation and your basic place. But if the answer is yes to both, you should obviously come out. If you are not, I think you can still came out if you want to, but obviously there will be stuff that you won't like. So, but really it's your decision if you're ready or not. I was ready, but some people still come out even though the environment is not really perfect for it. But you can still come out. Basically, nobody owns you anything. It's you. Nobody owns you anything. You can just come out if you want to. And I mean, as long as you have a few supportive friends, well, like as I said, like as I support my friend, I think you can, if you want to, you can come out, right? In my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's very good advice. And what would you say for people who are like questioning themselves?
If you are questioning yourself, in my opinion, let's say you're gay or lesbian or just transsexual in your or basically whatever, think about it a lot. If you're still questioning it but you're not really sure, think about it a lot. Obviously don't go on the internet and ask Google like, am I gay or something. That's not gonna help. You're really just gonna sit down in your bed, don't look at your PC, don't look at your phone, and just think really hard like what do you want to be for the next few months or years or the next life? What do you want to be referred, and what do you want to be identified basically? And then you can make your decision. But obviously you can just like try out stuff, maybe other relationships with the same gender. You can try out stuff. I think it's not problematic, trying out stuff if you want to, because that's what I did. That's what I did when I was 15 years old. I was trying out like the relations with the same gender, and it was really really working out for me. So it was just kind of like yes, maybe that's the right answer. You have to like test out the water, so to say.
Awesome.
And don't make this a too quick of a decision. I mean, you have time to think about it. You have your whole life to think about it. Don't rush things.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's very sound advice, especially the point you made about, like, not going to the internet, because I have, in my questioning phases, through both my sexuality and my gender, I would always, like, look up, like, the masculinity and femininity surveys, or, like, the are you gay surveys, and I remember filling them out obsessively, and, like, it never really gets you quite there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. You don't really, if per se you think you have per se HD, you don't Google it on the internet. Like if you have it, an online test, because it's it's not gonna work. It's my gonna tell you like a somewhat reliable information, but you really, if you want to do really like something like that, you have to visit the doctor or a therapist. And although you can really do that in with like your genders, unless now where I live, so I kind of have to do it by myself and just like experimenting with stuff.
Mm.
It's better to like make this decision in your tiny little brain, you know. I mean, not in your tiny little brain. I mean, it's just your brain. Obviously, I don't want to be.
Yeah. No,
But
you're
you know what I
good.
mean.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. You know, it's good. Like for some things, like it's better to just look within yourself. You know, just kind of
Yes.
have an honest, like mindful discussion with yourself as to, you know, who you are. What's the situation? Take time to really think about it. And like when
Yeah.
you said like just kind of like lie in your bed and think, like I totally relate to that. There were so many times I would just kind of lay in bed and just kind of like sit and like think about my shit. I still do that once in a while when I'm like in a really rough life situation. I'll just kind of like lay in bed for a bit and just kind of think, you know, just kind of like look up at the ceiling and just kind of like think, you know. I
mean, it
think
took me
something like
5
that can be
years.
really good once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, it took me 5 years to realize I'm non-binary, kind of.
Mm.
So, you know, that was more than enough time for me to realize who I am really.
Yeah.
So, just take your time, really.
Yeah, and for myself, like, I knew something was off when I was, like, 13 years old. Didn't start thinking about it till I was in college, and so I would say maybe it took me 4 years, but honestly, the entire process in and of itself took about, like, 21 minus 13, what would that be? I'm bad at math. 21 minus 13. I'm gonna do some math on my calculator. Because that's a good amount of years, right? Oh, no, that's 8 years. So it's about 8 years it took me. At least, like, the overall, like, start to finish process of me realizing, like, oh, shit's off, to, oh,
Yeah.
this is who I am.
I mean, that's a funny story, right away, with actually my grandmother. Well, it took her 60 years to find out that she's actually lesbian.
It took her how long?
60 years!
Holy crap!
At the age of 60, she realized that she's actually lesbian. Well, first of all, she has, so context, she has problems with like giving life, so to say. So she never really had, so to say, a male partner. She did have a male partner for 50 years or like 40 years. I'm not really remember correctly, but basically, okay, let's say 40 years. At the 48, basically, she divorced with her husband because she, you know, things really isn't working out for her. And for around 10 to 20 years, she was basically single. And the age of 60, it's a really awesome moment. At the age of 60, she was like in a bingo party, or so to say, and she found her soulmate, so to say, very late, but she didn't find her soulmate. So now I had 2 grandmas.
Oh wow.
It's a funny story. I don't really tell this because it's really weird. She basically had a lot of time to think about this. She always thought it was like she was just like, well, obviously in her age it was basically like weird to be like the opposite gender. So much so that even being left-handed was like are you even normal? So you understand like why she was like kind of hiding this fact.
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
or not realizing that it's might be a real thing. And obviously in the modern world in 2017, she came out as what was it, 15? I'm not really sure now. It happened a while ago. She basically came out as a lesbian, and I think it's wonderful. Really a funny story, but wonderful story.
Yeah, and I mean, she ended up finding someone at the end, right?
Yes,
yes,
she did.
So that's awesome. Yeah, you had 2 grandmas. Like, that's sick. No, like
Any more
that's awesome.
questions? Because I mean, if you have more time, I would like to say sleeping is already in the trash. So why not say?
Yeah, I was
if
gonna
it's
say
possible?
what. So I know, like you said, like you were really pushing your bedtime. What time is it over there?
Around 1 a.m.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. So for myself, I usually go to bed like around 1 a.m. myself. I'm a night gremlin. So like I usually go
sleep
to bed
at
around 1 or
9
2.
p.m.
Yeah. Oh wow, you really stayed
Yeah.
up. That's dedication.
I have to. I mean, I really wanted to. This is like a really nice and important stream, in my opinion. So, you know, I like cool ideas, and also it's like a really nice charity stream. So I like to have it my little bit of support, just at least being here, you know.
Yeah. But no, I think I'm about out of questions for now. So I think this is really good. Thank you so much for stopping on. Honestly, like I was really excited to talk to you because I've been watching your stuff for a while.
Aw.
So I was like really excited. I'm like and like maybe still a little nervous, but yeah, no, this was great. This was awesome. And thank you so much for coming on.
nice.
Thank you so much for staying up late and just being a real freaking trooper. Like I really appreciate it. I think you have earned some very well deserved sleep and rest.
I do. I can't. My bed currently looks very, very comfortable. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well hop on it then.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah.
And I also like to thank you for this. For basically making this like um um like charity stream and operating this thingy. I think you did a really good job with it, and I think it's for a really nice cause. In fact, I didn't know about this sort of say like I'm not corporation. What is the word like a team? It's like
Foundation.
foundation. I really didn't know about them, so I should look into it.
Yeah,
after I wake up.
it's called the Forney Center. It's based in New York, so you know you wouldn't ordinarily know about it. It's a much smaller organization, and basically it provides resources for LGBT youth, mental health, medical. They provide food and shelter. It's basically for LGBT youth who have been disowned from their homes. So like there's a lot of like LGBT homeless youth in America, and because you'll get a lot of kids who will like they'll come out and their parents will like kick them out of their home. And this is something I've seen myself. I've seen it happen myself, like to other people, and thankfully not to myself. But I had to come out prepared for that outcome as well. And being in that sort of situation is very scary, very dangerous. So the fact that foundation is there, providing something for people and helping that, those marginalized communities, like is huge. And it's a foundation that's always meant a lot to me. And I've donated to them over the years, because it's something that holds a lot of meaning to me, because growing up it was a little rough.
Understand. Yeah, I shall be going now, and thank you again for inviting me for this interview. I had a lot of fun, in fact, and it's really nice. It was actually really nice to talk with you for the first time, so to say.
Yeah, no, I was really excited too, because I know like we would talk on Twitch and on like Twitter occasionally. So this is great. This is great.
I had really fun. But I mean, my eyes feel like 5 tons, so I will be going to stream. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep for now. You're
gonna stream sleep.
Yeah, you have fun, and I suppose this VOD will stay up, right?
Yes, it will.
I make sure to watch it.
Yeah, and I'll be putting clips of it on YouTube as well. So.
Oh, nice.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Astraea. Do you have any anything you want to plug, like your Twitter, Twitch?
No. Thank you. I'm gonna sleep.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. Go get your sleep. All right. Night.
One more thing though. One more thing.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Give me a second. It's very important.
Oh.
Mwah. Okay, I will be going now.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.